Well, one of the personalities from the popular Netflix series Tiger King faces allegations of neglect and animal abuse and remains at large with a warrant out for his arrest. Tim Stark is the owner of Wildlife in Need, a small zoo just outside of Charlestown, Indiana, that houses hundreds of exotic animals. As Ethan Burks reports, more than 160 of those animals have been removed from Stark's property this week after he lost numerous battles in court against the Indiana Attorney General's office, the USDA, and PETA.
Over the last several days, trucks have been going in and out removing animals from the Wildlife in Need property. Police are stationed at the entrance to the facility to help keep everyone else out. Right behind me, a couple hundred yards down this gravel road, is Tim Stark's Wildlife in Need Animal Sanctuary, where Stark himself isn't allowed to be between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. per a court order while they're removing animals from his own property. The Office of the Attorney General filed a lawsuit against Stark back in February for allegedly abusing animals. Mac Holsey owns the land adjacent to Wildlife in Need. He says in the 3 decades he's been Stark's neighbor, he's never once witnessed Stark abuse animals.
Tim Stark is a good man at heart. You know, he talks a little rough sometimes, but he has a real passion for his animals.
Several local residents sat along the road to Wildlife in Need, showing their support for Stark and the animals. Jordan Nart has been a volunteer at the facility for 4 years.
I can't believe it's happening. I don't think it's right.
He says all the animals have been treated with love and care as long as he's been there.
I honestly think it's wrong. It's not fair, and our justice system is broken. He deserves a trial before these babies should be removed from this property.
Last week, a Marion County judge appointed the Indianapolis Zoological Society to remove the animals from Stark's property. But the AG's office filed an emergency motion earlier this week, saying some of the animals were missing from the site. The office says some of the animals were later found in the back of a closed box truck right outside Stark's property. The statement says the animals lack food, water, lights, and ventilation. Stark says he wasn't trying to hide the animals from authorities, and several of his neighbors say Stark wouldn't purposely mistreat any animal.
He left here the other morning almost in tears. And they know deep down, there's a lot of them that know the real Tim. They're not worried about him doing something violent against them. I mean, they got cops crawling everywhere back there.
The Indianapolis Zoo is in charge of deciding where the animals go, but PETA has the rights to the big cats. In 2017, PETA filed a lawsuit against Stark for violating the Endangered Species Act for declawing lions and tigers, separating the infants from their mothers, and then using those cubs for petting sessions.
Which are paid events where a room full of 30 to 50 people poke and prod and take photographs and just generally be loud and play with cubs and keep them awake far too many hours of the day and come into direct contact with them.
PETA says it plans to move Stark's cats to accredited zoos and sanctuaries that have proper resources to house and take care of them. But local residents worry that's not best for the animals.
Let's follow these cats. Let's see where PETA takes them. Let's see what they do with them and how much money is involved in where they go or how it's done.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Ethan Burks.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has also cited Stark for more than 100 violations against the Animal Welfare Act. The result of those proceedings say Stark will not be allowed to own any animals under the act, which includes big cats. A warrant is still out for Stark's arrest, according to the Indiana AG, because they can't locate all the animals. Anyone who sees Stark has been instructed to contact law enforcement.